So there we go. 1-0 defeat. I'm inside Portman Road still. I'm with Brad. Thank you for joining me as ever, my friend. Oh dear, that was dreadful, weren't it? 1-0 defeat against Peterborough. Mark McGuinness' own goal. Your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, mate. At least I'm at home in the warm. You look absolutely frozen. First of all, mate, the team. I don't know why Luke Thomas isn't playing. He's played nearly every game for Barnes of the season, albeit most from a bench. He's fit and ready to go. You want your winners to push up on their three centre halves. Yet he's got Judge playing there with absolutely no effect. So straight away I was not about the team. But to their credit, they started brightly. Didn't really have a goal threat. Let's face it, we don't. With Drynan on the pitch, may have done if Norwood was on or playing. But we started with quite a lot of energy, but got nothing from it. Peterborough had a little spell around 25 to 45, didn't they? But then the game was going nowhere in the second half. But once again, the team hasn't had to beat us. We're just beating ourselves. It's the same with Charlton, the same with Hull. Those teams haven't beaten us. They haven't played us off a park. We're just beating ourselves each week. And they've got to sort it out on Tuesday because it's a real mental thing, isn't it? Nothing about them was physically better than us. It's just having the mental strength at the end. And I'll let you go, mate, because you look freezing. But really, really disappointed, obviously. And just, we do it to ourselves, don't we? Yeah.
Well, Matt, a.k.a. Vu from the U2, thank you for joining me as ever, my friend. I'm still at Portman Road. I've just spoken to Brad. He's given his lowdown on the dreadful game. Your thoughts on that 1-0 defeat?
Well, hi, Ross. I mean, League One football summed up in an hour and a half today. I mean, I think you could, and I've said this to you before, you could just replay my comments from last week and the week before and the week before, but no shape, no cutting edge. We had desire, we had fight. The way that we talked up Peterborough before the game, we were making them out to be like a world-beating Real Madrid side or something like that. To be fair, they weren't at the races today. They didn't play as fluently as what they had done. But it just goes to show, be careful what you wish for. A couple of new signings came in. Good to see Thomas. Shame about Harrop. But for a side that had no fit striker, I think the jury's still out with regards to Drinnan's best position. 1-0, I think it flattered them slightly. Typical Toto, penalty given away. But we just need to move on. We've got some important games coming up. And we just need to crack on with it and just try and find a plan B. That's what we need. Paul Lambert, plan B. Let's go.
Thomas, thank you for joining me as ever. I'm currently freezing our bollocks off in the North Stand. Another defeat for Town. Your thoughts on that dreadful Brad?
To be honest, Ross, I also wish I was freezing my bollocks off at the Portman Road because I still miss going to the games. Even though we lost today, I still absolutely miss it. So feel yourself lucky there. But yeah, in terms of the game, we were better, which isn't saying much because it wasn't great, but we were definitely better than what we have been in the past few weeks. We kind of looked like we could do something if we wanted to. But the fact of the matter is, and people will give stick to Drynan, but the service just wasn't there for him. It just wasn't there. He's one up front on his own. He's just not getting the service, and it's just not good enough in terms of what he needs. So there's that. Thomas completely changed the game when he came on, but it was too late. We'd already 1-0 down. He should have came on 10 minutes before then. And if he had it done, the game could have been completely different. We may not have conceded when we did, and but he should have started for me, and he hasn't, and we've lost the game because of another stupid decision from the manager. He's put Judge on the right where we all know he shouldn't be playing on the right, and it just beggars belief what the hell he was thinking before the game. You're playing Peterborough, play your best players, and we know that Thomas has been brought in to play on the right side, and he hasn't been played there. But yeah, and also that formation just doesn't work. With 4-4-2, granted, yeah, we perhaps don't have as many strikers as we'd like at the moment, but we've still got Freddie, who we all know is much better as a striker than he is a winger. Just play him there, put them both up front, or even at half time, change the game a bit. But he hasn't done that, and we've lost the game because of Lambert. In my eyes, it's all been pants in all the tactical decisions for today. Absolutely rubbish. We have Freddie available. Just play him. why not? He's came on. Thomas changed the game. We were lucky not to be 1-0 down at half time because of the penalty. You all know that Toto is capable of mistake, and it happened again against the pacey Peterborough side. It was always going to happen at some point, and it's happened. We're just very, very fortunate that he's blasted it over the crossbar. But yeah, and just last thing really for me is that I'd much rather that been the Darver scoring an own goal than an Arsenal only. We're developing an Arsenal player, and he's gone and done that for us. I'd much rather that been our own player to cost us the game. It's just I don't see why he's here. We could have easily had Nadaba in that squad today, or even Wolfenden. Wolfenden could have started instead of McGuinness. He's a good player, but we're a League One team and we should be developing our own players, and we're just not doing that under Lambert. So for me, just glad that Will Norris wasn't in goal, because there could have been a lot more.
Well, David, thank you for joining me as ever. I'm still in the North Stand, been speaking to the other guys, and still freezing my bollocks off. A defeat for Town. Oh, dearie me, that was bad, wasn't it? Your thoughts?
Well, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Not as bad as we feared. Thoroughly pissed off beforehand by having Thomas on the bench. You signed somebody with pace to run at people in a stick on the bench and keep Judge out wide. Judge, who's played deep in the middle. Lambertitis struck again. Positive. I thought we were more physical. We battled for things more. We didn't allow them to dictate the pace. That was a positive. But we were feeding off scraps. We were hoping something happened. There wasn't any intent. Every time Peterborough got on the ball, they looked as if they could do something dangerous. And all right, it was 1-0, but Toto brought him down. It was a clear penalty. He ballsed it up. But I mean, if that had gone in, would we have come back from it earlier? Probably not. McGuinness, he sliced it into the net, but there were three other players there to tap it in if he hadn't sliced it in, wasn't it? They had the better chances. We simply hoped something might happen. Thomas looked right. I was pleased with that. I liked the fact that Sears went up front properly, but he needs a partner, because it's the same as when McCarthy played Sears on his own. Can't do it. You needed then to have Murphy next to him. Now, I mean, Drinan and Sears would be a handful, I think. But Drinan on his own is isolated. I've seen a lot of criticism of Drinan. I think he's unfair. He's isolated, he's got no service. Can't do it. So, it was just more of the same, isn't it? It's tough and it's tough. Yeah, we worked hard. Credit to them for working hard, but that's sort of the bare minimum. Peterborough, good value for the win. Not outstanding, but I don't think there are any outstanding teams in the division. They just had that little bit more. They created the better chances. We had a couple of half ones. We go to Sunderland, who are coming into some form. Yay!
Well, Ben, thank you for joining me, my friend. Still at Portman Road. I'm about to leave, but I wanted to chat to you. Your thought on the result, a defeat, unfortunately.
I think I can't really think of any Town fans that will take too many positives or even any positives about the game. Trying to put it into a nutshell very quickly or talk very quickly, there's too many negatives to fit in such a short time, Ross, unfortunately. We tried to be positive after the Burton game last week, but we didn't look like scoring. And I think, as I said to another Town fan I was just speaking to, that it was even worse than I think a lot of us feared. A lot of us sort of thought it could be a 3-0 drubbing, feared the worst. Peterborough's form has been very up and down. When they're good, they're very, very good. But when they're poor, they have dropped some silly points. And today they were poor. And a poor Peterborough side, like I said, they've dropped some silly points. We were nowhere near good enough to punish them. One shot on target, two shots on target. We didn't have a shot on target to the 75th minute. We don't look like scoring. And we've got 2 or 3 injuries up front, but we all know about those. There's no more time for excuses. You need to see the players starting delivering. And when you're not moving forward, we didn't go forward till we went 1-0 down. And then you see the players thinking, oh, God, we better do something about this. That makes me think that there is a motivational problem. I wonder what the management team is doing to motivate these players, because to get to 75 minutes and we don't have a shot on target, that's just not good enough. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that then they're not motivated to be going forward, or tactically we're not getting closer to Drinan at the start. Like, he was just on his own. Like, I mean, he's not good enough anyway, but even when he's running around, like, he's like a dog chasing a tennis ball. Like, poor old bloke, he had no one to pass to in the first half. Like, for a club that we are, and everyone talks about it, not even going back to, like, when we were successful, it was just so poor to watch and so demoralising. I can't see Tuesday night being any different, and I'm very sorry, Town fans, but it was an incredibly depressing afternoon in what is an already a depressing time for most people in this country.